minutes.
We're awesome. Ready?
Just keep telling yourself that.
Howdy y'all, it's Jordan Smith and I am here with my lovely wife Veronica, and we want to take you through an island that she designed and the carpenter built and I really had nothing to do with, so I'm going to let her take you through what she did and why she did it.
So we're calling this house the Ogallala house because number one, it's fun to say Ogallala. And number two, we are over the Ogallala Aquifer.
An aquifer, by the way, is an underground lake where we get our water from because it doesn't rain here very much, but we have beautiful crops outside because of the Ogallala Aquifer. Continue.
Thank you. So this island, we did a standard 24-inch cabinet in it and then went 18 inches beyond that for our stools to go into and kind of made this a table look. I really like the size of an island. It's about 9 feet long and 43 inches wide. It doesn't get too wide that sometimes these islands get so big that you can't reach in the middle, and there's just like no man's land out here in the middle. So I feel like this one's a good size that you can reach across and put plates down for your kids and people sitting here at the island. Our carpenter did an awesome job with the white oak on this island. We're gonna keep it white oak, gonna stain it just slightly with a Rubio Monocoat, smoke 5%. And what I had to do was just rip random sizes to put together on this island. I think we have a 2.5, a 3.5, a 4.5, and a 5.5. And he just made those, a whole bunch of them, and just grabbed them at random to put this island together. And I just love the way it turned out.
So this is something that Veronica did that I was thinking, I don't know about that. Just a random pattern, 4 different sizes. Because, you know, I like things systematic, but man, it really looks nice, and it doesn't, because it's random, it doesn't look anything like a cheap paneling. I mean, obviously these are, you know, they're milled boards. The carpenter put this tongue and groove pattern right here, and it gives us our gap between the boards, which matches the gap back there with the shiplap that Veronica's used a few places. But the random pattern was definitely something that I thought, I don't know whether I like, but man, now that it's installed, I absolutely love it.
So we did all of this kitchen, all the cabinetry in here are inset cabinets. So we just have the white oak inset cabinets here. Love the look of it, love the country look of it. They're very classic looking. Some problems with it, and these are not completely fixed all the way, but this is something that the carpenter has to spend a lot of time on, is making sure all these reveals are
not necessarily problems with it, but just things that take a long time to get all of the reveals just right on this drawer, that the top and the sides all match up with the drawer underneath and everything. You can see on this one it's not tuned yet, got a little bit of gap, but we use the Bloom hardware here, which we love. You can see it back here, and we can adjust up and down on the back, we can adjust left and right on the back, we can adjust left and right on the front, and we get a lot of adjustability to make sure that these full inset cabinets come out looking just perfect. This is going to be the most difficult version of a cabinet drawer that you do. You can do a full overlay, you can do a partial overlay, or you can do an inset like this. An inset is definitely the most difficult because you have all of these reveals. And the lighter the cabinet and the darker, well, I mean, the reveal is dark, but the lighter the cabinet, the more you'll see that reveal. So you got to make sure that you tune all of that perfectly when you install it. But our Ted Miller here in Plainview, Texas has just been crushing it on this carpentry.
So tell them about this beast.
Don't do that, break it! So this is
I want to see you do it.
I don't want to do it. I'm really afraid that it's going to break. It won't break. But this has got 2.5 inch steel right here and right here, steel tubing that gives us our support for our stone. Now we went with a quartzite stone here, and what the quartzite does is you're able to get a longer stone with quartzite than you can a lot of times with granite. So if you are making an island and you don't want a seam, make sure that whatever island size you build, you can get a stone that length, because a lot of times natural stone won't go nearly as far as quartz. Quartzite is a natural stone, but it can push a little bit further than granite a lot of times. So we were able to get this full length with a 9-foot piece and not have a seam in it, which makes all the difference in the world on making it look very uniform. But then we were worried about the weight of it here at these 18-inch overhangs, so we built this steel frame, tied it all back in to our legs here from tablelegs.com, hashtag not sponsored, that's just where we got it from. And they put their stamp on it, so if you're looking,
so you can remember.
If you're looking for legs, tablelegs.com. So that is how the stone is supported over this overhang, and it gives a nice table look. When you're out here, you don't have another support in the middle, so it looks really nice. And then finally, walk us through where you put the electrical on this, Veronica.
Yeah, so we didn't want the electrical showing, and so we just kind of hid it up under here. She is going to have to, the homeowners are going to have to come around under the countertop a little bit. They just kind of didn't know they're there. But we had to use a little thin box because there's not a whole lot of room here.
Yeah, so if you're doing this yourself, you can see over here, you've got these shallow boxes here that don't stick out, because we want them to not interfere with our drawers on either this side or on the other side. But it makes a much cleaner install, because once this top is on, you're not going to see these plugs at all. It's just going to look like a furniture base. And then talk a little bit about what our sink is. And
we went with the LK sink, and I have not used one before, but I hope it. The reviews online were really good, and it's just a great size. It really is a pretty sink. I'm excited for it.
So one thing to note about this sink is it is handmade, and the sizes do change, and they're also angled on both sides. So make sure that you have your sink in before you build your cabinet, because you will probably need to modify your cabinet to fit this sink in it. Thanks so much for watching. Comment below with what you think about this island and any other tips and tricks that you might have. Go follow us over on Instagram at Smith House and Smith House Co. and at Jordan Smith Build. Subscribe if we've earned it, and we'll see you next time
on Smith House.
On Smith House.